kind of calling this a addendum video, or I guess a little extras. There's a couple here that didn't really fit into the previous video. Maybe I'll call it part 2 or something. We will see. So our local, I guess they're like a big chain here in New Zealand, have like a yearly markdown sale where they mark things down to really, really cheap prices. You know what? I'm going to actually pull out a couple more that I wasn't going to show, but I will, because why not? We'll get there. So I picked up a stack of things really cheap, mainly because I would want to give them a go. Now, controversially, here's one that I never had and never really massively got, even though the hype is and was massive at the time. I picked this up for 25 New Zealand dollars. I'll write down what that is in USD here, but it was sealed, brand new. I thought I'd give it a go. Do I like it anymore? I don't know. I'm still not sold on it, to be honest. I still think it's a bit overblown. It would have been an amazing 1 LP thing. It doesn't sound amazing or even that great on my system. I don't know. I just think it's kind of like a jazz by numbers. I understand that if you're a young person getting into jazz, this would be a mind blower, but it's like, this track sounds like John Coltrane. This track sounds like a Blue Note thing. This track sounds like a black jazz thing. This thing sounds like a soul jazz one. Oh, let's put a spiritual jazz song in here. Oh, here's a funky one. Here's a soul influenced one. Let's hit all the genres. It just feels a little bit like a tribute to jazz gone by, I guess, rather than its own thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm being very harsh. I was at the time. I didn't buy it at the time. I'm just a grumpy old man now, apparently. Yeah, and I also picked up these 2 Stereolabs for 20 each, which is really cheap considering they're 3 LPs. They come in the fancy packaging. These are the 2 that I was least familiar with. I think these were 2001 and then 2004 respectively. Really nice, really groovy. Yeah, more Stereolab goodness. I'm actually really enjoying these. They're really cool. So they were super cheap. What else have I got? Oh, I've got some good records in here. This may end up being a bit longer than I thought. This is something I already have. But I have the single LP version of this. I don't know why these are coming out here. This is The Expanding Universe by Laurie Spiegel. I had the original repress on Unseen Worlds, but this is the new 3 LP expanded version, which is cut by Richard Becker. It sounds pretty much the same, but there's now obviously 2 extra discs of really beautiful, I guess you would call it ambient electronic, modular synthesizer, bloopy. Yeah, super cool. Really happy that I guess I'll call it an upgrade, because it's really nice to have the expanded material, which I hadn't heard before until this morning when I was making a coffee. So there we go, Laurie Spiegel, The Expanding Universe. Smile for the thumbnail. I've got some jazz in here. This is the Slates Fall. The Slates Fall. The Fall. My God, this is Slates by the Fall. God, what is going on here? Yeah, it came out, I want to say 82, but I could be wrong. I don't know where I'm making it on that from. Yeah, really good. I've been wanting this for a long time. It just sits in that really nice, I guess it's like before they start to soften off and sort of go a bit more poppy, but not really poppy. It just doesn't have the harsh, super post-punk stuff going on. But yeah, I think my favorite track in here is it like Leave the Capital? Yeah, which is really great, and An Older Lover etc. Really cool. Love that cover as well. Yeah, I've been after that for a while. We will go with the latest Pressure Sounds release, which is Yabu and the Prophets. This is Conquering Lion with this fantastic artwork here. This is the expanded version with the dub side, the double disc, the second side being the dub release. Yeah, this is super great. Like rootsy, dubby, really amazing percussion work. They do obviously versions of Run Come Rally, Yeah Vengeance, Conquering Lion, Ja Love, other ones that I kind of know really well. Yeah, this is. I remember like sort of complaining about the last one I picked up with his, which is the Deeper Roots, but this is like another level. It's an amazing reissue of a 1970. I'm not going to name it because I can't remember the year. But yeah, super great. Really, really genuinely listen to this. I think it's fantastic. This is one I picked up yesterday. I popped back to the chain that's having a sale, and I kind of just picked this up because it was $12, super cheap. I'd seen the cover before, but I didn't know anything about it. It's by a guy called Thomas Tello, and the name of the album is Samora. It's kind of he's from Peru, from a village in the Andes, and this is kind of traditional Peruvian sounds and instruments and flutes, but mixed with really weird, fucked up electronics and distorted sounds. It sounds really noisy and gritty and kind of floaty. I haven't got my head around it fully yet, but it came out 2020. Super interesting. I'm not going to recommend it to everybody to listen to yet, but I think it's worth a listen. I'm always interested in people mixing music of traditional culture, I guess, with electronics and sounds and fucking with it a little bit. Thomas Tello Samora. This is a killer release that everyone should know about, but no one is talking about, apart from two people. This is the Chris Schilder Quintet featuring Mankuku, or as he was renamed, the Ibrahim Khalil Shihab Quintet featuring Mankuku. This is the Matsuli release from 2020. Absolutely wonderful Cape jazz, spiritual jazz, warm, sunny, good vibes. Amazing playing. I love this record. I think this is one of my favorite releases in a very long time. I think everybody should at least check it out. I mean, how does Matsuli keep pulling out these amazing South African gems that no one knows about? They just do a really good job. They in South Africa they compared with Coltrane at the time. I can hear bits of that definitely. But yeah, this originally came out. Well, it was recorded in '68. It came out in '69. I imagine it's impossible to find originals. But yeah, this is really beautiful. And look at that cover. Like, I mean, if that doesn't attract you, I don't know what does. Super wonderful. I've actually got some good records in this stack. I kind of put them to the side because I thought, maybe these aren't really worth showing. But, whew. And this one too. El Grito by George Luis Lopez. This is the 2021 Sony Music reissue. Now they've done a pretty average job with the reissue. It sounds decent, but it came originally in like a really shitty paper sleeve. There's no liner notes, nothing interesting. I think the Be With reissue had more notes. Everything on the back here is in, oh my god, I want to say Argentinian, but what language do they speak? So ignorant. Do they? God, I think they speak Argentinian. Anyway, this is pretty swinging, pretty groovy, pretty great. Big band. It's kind of obviously a soundtrack to a movie that I have not seen. But yeah, it's super great. There's some really nice flourishes and movements and memorable moments in here. I didn't know this album before I bought it. I did know George Luis Lopez because people in a couple of the Facebook groups that I'm in have mentioned him and in quite high regard. So I grabbed this on the strength of the cover. Super great. It definitely fits in a more of a big band mold. But yeah, from an Argentinian jazz point of view, super great. And this guy is regarded as a master. So there we go. Kind of whip through those. Sweet. Thank you again for watching. I'll be back when I'm back. I may do like a crate or a digging, or I want to show you what my breakdown of records are because they're by genre. And people here in New Zealand think I'm like the jazz guy, or I only buy jazz, which I do buy a lot of jazz, but I have everything. I have more general rock, indie, shoegazy stuff, pop rock stuff than I do jazz or anything like that. Just looking back. Anyway, there we go. I'm off. See you later. Bye.